2 Kings chapter 18. And it came to be in the 3rd year of Hoshea, son of Elah, sovereign of Israel, that Chitzkiah, son of Achatz, sovereign of Yehuda, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Abi, daughter of Zechariah. And he did what was right in the eyes of Yahuwah, according to all that his father Dawid did. He took away the high places and broke the pillars and cut down the Asherah and broke in pieces the bronze serpent which Moshe had made. For until those days the children of Israel burned incense to it and called it Nechut Stan. He put his trust in Yahuwah, Elohim of Israel, and after him was none like him among all the sovereigns of Yehuda, nor who were before him. And he clung to Yahuwah. He did not turn away from following him, but guarded his commands, which Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. And Yahuwah was with him wherever he went. He acted wisely, and he rebelled against the sovereign of Ashur and did not serve him. He struck the Philistines as far as Atzah and its borders, from watchtower unto the walled city. And it came to be in the 4th year of sovereign Chitzkiyahu, which was the 7th year of Hoshea, son of Elah, sovereign of Israel, that Shalmaneser, sovereign of Ashur, came up against Shomron and besieged it. And they captured it at the end of 3 years, in the 6th year of Chitzkiah, that is the 9th year of Hoshea, sovereign of Israel. Shomron was captured. And the sovereign of Ashur exiled Israel to Ashur and placed them in Halach and Chabor, the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes, because they did not obey the voice of Yahuwah, their Elohim, but transgressed his covenant, all that Moshe, the servant of Yahuwah, had commanded, and they did not obey nor do them. And in the 14th year of sovereign Chitzkiyahu, Sancherib, sovereign of Ashur, came up against all the walled cities of Yehuda and captured them. And Chitzkiah, sovereign of Yehuda, sent to the sovereign of Ashur at Lachish, saying, I have done wrong. Turn away from me. I shall bear whatever you impose on me. And the sovereign of Ashur imposed upon Chitzkiah, the sovereign of Yehuda, 300 talents of silver and 30 talents of gold. And Chitzkiah gave him all the silver that was found in the house of Yahuwah and in the treasuries of the sovereign's house. At that time, Chitzkiah cut off the doors of the Hekal of Yahuwah and the doorposts which Chitzkiah, sovereign of Yehuda, had overlaid, and gave it to the sovereign of Ashur. And the sovereign of Ashur sent the Tartan and the Rabsaris and the Rabshakeh from Lachish with a great army against Jerusalem to sovereign Chitzkiyahu. And they went up and came to Jerusalem. And when they had come up, they came and stood by the channel of the upper pool, which was on the highway, to the launderer's field. And they called the sovereign, and Eliakim, son of Chilkiyahu, who was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and Joach, son of Asaph, the recorder, came out to them. And the Rabshakeh said to them, Please say to Chitzkiyahu, Thus said the great sovereign, the sovereign of Ashur, What is this trust in which you have trusted? You have spoken of having counsel and strength for battle, but they are only words of the lips. And in whom do you trust, that you rebel against me? Now look, you have put your trust in the staff of this crushed reed, Mitzrayim, on which if a man leans, it shall go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, to all who trust in him. But when you say to me, We trust in Yahuwah, our Elohim, is it not he whose high places and whose slaughter places Chitzkiyahu has taken away, and said to Yehuda and Jerusalem, Bow yourselves before this slaughter place in Jerusalem? And now, I urge you, Give a pledge to my master, the sovereign of Ashur. Then I give you 2,000 horses if you are able to put riders on them. And how do you turn back the face of one commander of the least of my master's servants, and trust in Mizraim for chariots and horsemen? Have I now come up without Yahuwah against this place to destroy it? Yahuwah said to me, Go up against this land, and you shall destroy it. Then said Eliakim, son of Hilkiyahu, and Shebna, and Joach to the Rabshakeh, Please speak to your servants in Aramaic, for we understand it, and do not speak to us in the language of Yehuda in the ears of the people on the wall. And the Rabshakeh said to them, Has my master sent me to your master and to you to speak these words, and not to the men sitting on the wall to eat their own dung and drink their own urine with you? And the Rabshakeh stood and called out with a loud voice in the language of Yehuda, and spoke and said, Hear the word of the great sovereign, the sovereign of Ashur. Thus said the sovereign, Do not let Chizkiyahu deceive you, for he is unable to deliver you out of his hand. And do not let Chizkiyahu make you trust in Yahuwah, saying, Yahuwah shall certainly deliver us, and this city is not given into the hand of the sovereign of Ashur. Do not listen to Chizkiyahu, for thus said the sovereign of Ashur, Make peace with me by a present, and come out to me, and let each of you eat from his own vine, and each from his own fig tree, and each of you drink the waters of his own cistern, until I come. Then I shall take you away to a land like your own land, a land of grain and new wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of olive trees and honey, and live and not die. But do not listen to Chizkiyahu when he misleads you, saying, Yahuwah shall deliver us. Has any of the mighty ones of the nations at all delivered its land from the hand of the sovereign of Ashur? Where are the mighty ones of Hamath and Arpad? Where are the mighty ones of Sepharvaim and Hena and Iwa? Did they deliver Shomron from my hand? Who among all the mighty ones of the lands have delivered their land out of my hand, that Yahuwah should deliver Jerusalem from my hand? But the people were silent, and did not answer him a word, for the command of the sovereign was, Do not answer him. And Eliakim, son of Hilkiah, who was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and Joach, son of Asaph, the recorder, came to Chizkiyahu with their garments torn, and they reported to him the words of the Rabshakeh.